I've talked about it before, and I do not want to see it again. I don't care how good Cardi B's hair looks. Drugstore products are bad. Stop with the slick backs. Detangling the hair while it is wet. The propaganda that highlights make your hair look fuller. This is absolutely true. I am back for my third installment of hair propaganda that I am not falling for. And today's video is all about balance. Because while I do have some propaganda on my list, we're going to talk about things from scalp massages to slick backs. This video will conclude the things that we need to say goodbye to, followed by what actually is worth the hype. Because sue me, there is some hair propaganda that I have fallen for actively. It's a cult. No. Well, not everything's a scam. So without further ado, let's run it back and close off the finale of this hair propaganda series with me, your host, and your main girl, Mel. Here to deliver science-backed tips with salon experience for the hair care tips that just make sense. I have 49 minutes to finish this before my birthday. Let's get it! I am looking at you and I am not going to hold your hand. Stop with the slick backs unless you want alopecia from the traction. No! Constant stress on your strands, not only from pulling them back, can result in hair loss from the root, but even texture changes. And I don't say this to scare you, but if it does, so be it. The shape of our hair, especially curly hair, your curl texture is determined by the shape of your follicle. This is predetermined by genetics, but if you are constantly stressing out your follicles, if you are constantly slicking and pulling and pressing back on your holy forehead, I was not prepared. I was saying, you don't just run the risk of losing those softer, more fragile baby hairs by ripping them out, which do have the potential to grow back. However, your curls might take a long time to come back. The risk of long-term texture damage is very real. And so please just take this as your sign that a slick back every once in a while is okay, but it is not a healthy style to resort to frequently. And if you do want to do it properly, don't keep the slick back in for long. I like to remove any tight ponytails before bed. It obviously makes sleeping a lot more comfortable, and it's also important for scalp health. Your scalp should not be hurting you. Slick backs can also affect your curl pattern, stretching out the curls more permanently, resulting in a severe loss of elasticity, which means it's not going to be so bouncy. Next, there is a trend of using a hair mask as a product for your bun. I remember this really popping up as a fad when the Kardashians had fried all of their hair off and were doing those Olaplex buns. Yeah, huns. Here's the thing. In theory, it feels like it should work. It feels like the longer I leave a hair mask in, the better, but not every mask is meant to be left in for longer than 30 minutes. And yes, I mean that adding a mask to your slick back does not make it healthier. Hair can easily become overly hydrated. Moisture overload in the hair feels very mushy, the strands lack a lot of shape, and they also lose more of their integrity. They are weaker. When you put that weak hair in a tight ponytail, twist it, put it in a bun, it's not doing you any favors, hun. Always, always, always follow the directions of a hair product, because not only is it not doing you any favors, but it could also be harmful, especially in a lot of rinse-off masks. They're rinse-off because those products, if left on, especially on your scalp, can cause a lot of skin irritation as well. So if you are doing a slick back, a bun on wet hair, use a leave-in product. And better yet, don't slick back soaking wet hair. If you can blow dry it smooth a little bit, it will be better than styling it soaked. And by the way, this basically applies to any hair mask, because after a certain amount of time, there's not much more it can do. That also applies to your Olaplex buns. Now let's see. Oh, we mentioned Olaplex, of course, a salon, high-end, luxury brand. Let's talk about the other end, because I am so tired of the mislabeling of them. Drugstore products are bad. Badder than who? Because you can definitely be a baddie on a budget. People have no problem buying their skincare and their makeup from the drugstore. But when it comes to hair, there is this stigma around it. And I think this is just a personal opinion. Skincare and makeup is usually a personal ritual, something that everyone does to themselves. But when it comes to their hair, I would say most people in the world have gotten their hair done from a professional. Not everyone's gotten their makeup done, and not everyone's had a facial. But you've likely had your hair cut or colored, which means you've likely seen a professional, and of course, that professional is going to lead you towards using professional products that they know are going to work for you. And if we're being real, that's probably what makes salon hair care better. It's the fact that we have professional experience. It's usually recommended or prescribed to you by a professional, one who has hopefully explained the tips and tricks, the product usage, all things that are going to set you up for success with salon hair care. With drugstore hair care, I mean, those aisles are so overwhelming. There's a lot to look at. And if you don't understand your hair, you're just buying things because it's a little more low risk, you know, with a cheaper price point. That's part of where you can do some damage because you're not actually using the products that are catered to you, which of course leads to a lot of frustration. But with perfect use, drugstore hair care is not bad at all. In fact, they're usually a lot better tested. Those bigger brands like Garnier or Dove, for example, they've got a lot to lose. So they're not going to be making these products bad for you. On that note, I have recently been sharing more drugstore routines to help meet your needs. So I will have those videos as well as product recommendations linked in the description box. All in all, let's not confuse affordable with being cheap or ineffective. You know what is ineffective? I've talked about it before, and I do not want to see it again. I don't care how good Cardi B's hair looks, but really, that woman won the genetics lottery. Stunning head of hair, but it is not due to her full of food hair masks. Please stop with the DIY hair masks. When a product is being formulated, while it may contain a natural ingredient like coconut oil, there is a process that coconut oil usually goes through to hydrogenate it, break it down further into other elements like triglycerides, the fatty acids, all to make the ingredients in that one ingredient much more available to the hair to actually penetrate and do what you want it to do. If you are blending up a raw avocado, come close. It's okay. What the fuck are you doing? No, you know what I mean. Just eat it. Just eat the fucking thing. Use it or lose it. If you're gonna use it, do it in one use. Or you will notice if you try to preserve them in the fridge without proper preservatives, they can go bad, rancid a lot faster, and they're completely ineffective. They're gonna cause buildup. They won't evenly absorb. They will be better off used in your foods. Now, my next point is a little contradictory because I'm currently failing at it, clearly. But there was this mentality that can't have bangs if you're gonna cut it straight at eye length. When cutting such a delicate area that frames the face, it is best to be done in its natural state or after thoroughly considering the spring factor of the hair to determine if I cut it here, where it is going to end up. And I do have videos on how to cut your own at home, so I will link those in the cards. But more on the topic of styling, this one's really sad because it's not about propaganda that's trying to sell you a lie. Good intentions are there, it's just not for everyone's hair. Here's the truth. Not all protective styles are protective. A protective hairstyle is done to help give your hair a break, to reduce manipulation, give it a break from styling, tuck it away from the elements, and also allow for a very fun hair switch up. However, on hair that is fine, fragile, chemically processed, or in any way severely compromised, a protective style can do much more harm than good. Damaged hair needs to be nurtured. You actually want to maintain it pretty frequently. You can't just tuck it away and put on a band-aid. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. Nor are they for everyone's hair type. Fine hair and hair that is thinning is much more susceptible to even more breakage, hair loss, stress on your follicles, and once again, that traction alopecia. So your typical protective hairstyles like braids are not going to be a great idea, especially when there's added hair, because it becomes far too heavy for what your strands can handle, and the damage can be very long term. A true protective style is low manipulation, so you want to avoid the tension and also neglecting. Don't keep them in too long. If you do too much neglecting, you'll start regretting. Okay. Now, you know what else is damaging? Detangling the hair while it is wet. Unless you have curly hair. Here's the facts. The hair is in a weaker state when it is wet, unless it is curly hair. Brushing curly hair when it is dry has shown to result in more friction, more breakage, and that's because there's a lower tensile strength when the hair is dry. Curly hair tends to dry out and become more brittle, and if that is the case, you never want to take a hairbrush to dry, brittle, curly hair, okay? This is very specific to texture. Curly hair will thrive when it is detangled while it is wet with conditioner, because you want that slip and you still want to be gentle with it, but just know that you can do it unless if your hair is really stressed, if it is feeling that mush, you have a loss of your elasticity, well then play it by ear and just I don't know. I have no fear. How is it? Hold on. Where's my phone? Where's my phone? Where the fuck is my phone? That's pretty much everything that I have on my list for propaganda that I'm not falling for now. And why do I have to start my birthday on a negative note? You know, I want to share the things that I have fallen for, because they make my life even better every single day, especially on a day like today. It's my birthday! Wow. Cue the tears. Cue the tears. Oh, I wanted to play a song. Let me just shake my ass for a minute. Oh. Fortunately, I do not have a cake with me, or do I? So let's just blow out this candle together. As I was saying, as my birthday wish, let's start off the year more positive. My list of purposeful propaganda that I am falling for. It just makes sense. And I hope you're ready, because number one is not going to make sense. It's going to be scary, especially considering what I just told you. But brushed out curls, finished with a pomade. Something about fluffy, brushed out hair, when done very gently on hair that has great integrity, it's not dried out and brittle, but rather moisturized, balanced, healthy. And more specifically, when wavy hair is brushed out, I'm talking 2A to 2C, maybe 3A, when that is brushed out, and then a pomade is applied on top just to help seal the deal, finish off the look, give it a little shine, some hold, and also to help bring the curls together a little bit. An immaculate look. Of course, this gives a very vintage look. It's a top tier hairstyle. Top tier. If my hair was looser, by day 3, if it was looking a little crazy, I would be brushing out my hair, detangling it dry, because looser hair can take it. I would be detangling my hair all day and then finishing it off with a pomade. It just looks so beautiful. Big fluffy hair in general is just so beautiful. I think the propaganda we're dealing with these days is the deep desire and guttural need for insane definition. Like, flawless, imperfectionless curls are so rare to exist. Not without a lot of work, not without removing the curl's essence. These days I am falling for the frizz. Fluff, voluminous hair. It doesn't get much better than here. Amazing. The propaganda that highlights make your hair look fuller, this is absolutely true. In fact, I am the super spreader. When hair is a solid color, it appears more flat. If the hair is very fine, thin, low density, when you add a variation of highlights, it helps add that 3D effect and makes the hair look a lot fuller. Also, it doesn't just have to be highlights, it can also be lowlights, but just in general, having a variation of colors in the hair as opposed to being one solid color all over gives this incredible illusion of fuller looking hair that also helps accentuate the curls even further. If you are definition obsessed, you should consider this. The results are in. Blondes do have more fun. Because here we have found that we can be both blonde and have fun. It does not have to be damaging, especially if it's done intentionally. And I have shared several times how I achieve my color at home because I do not gatekeep. The real key is in how you are maintaining your blonde. If you are ready for the maintenance, it is so much fun. This next point is further in favor of hair oiling. Hair oiling is absolutely a propaganda that I am falling for because the proof is in the pudding. As we have discussed in previous videos in this series, everything in moderation. When things are done incorrectly, then that's where they can cause issues. But when we know that oils are not going to hydrate the hair, they're not going to add moisture, but rather protect the strands, penetrate and help strengthen by reducing breakage, hair oiling is a wonderful step in your routine. Especially at the end of a freshly done routine to help lock in moisture and increase shine, or at the very beginning of your wash routine to help prevent any damage from shampooing by protecting your strands. Just to reiterate, hair oiling works best when it is also used with shampoo. Shampoo is not a step that can be skipped. You need to be cleansing it and using the right oils as well that aren't too greasy on the hair. So I'm talking jojoba oil, argan oil, sweet almond oil, and if you're scalp massaging, rosemary oil, peppermint oil, tea tree. These are very stimulating, which stimulates my next idea. The moment that I can extend my 24-hour days to 26, I will begin 2-hour scalp massaging. Have you seen the trend? In all seriousness, you do not need to scalp massage for 20 minutes, but the daily ritual of stimulating your scalp and encouraging blood flow is only going to result in super nourished, healthy, thriving follicles and healthy, thick, luxurious hair. I don't have the time to do it. I don't know who does. But if you do, I love that journey for you. But also, even just 5 minutes is more than enough. I've seen people talk about it on the Clock app. They are massaging for 2 hours. Some of them are also massaging upside down for 2 hours. And this is to help increase blood flow to the scalp. The blood is what carries the nutrients through our body. And when those nutrients can reach the follicles at the top of our head, they are going to be even more nourished. But when our bodies are going through times of stress, which regular massaging helps with, well, then we know that our bodies under stress kind of go into a fight or flight mode. Our cells have to pick and choose who is going to survive this fight. And one of the first things to usually drop off is our hair health. Now, I'm not saying that a 2-hour scalp massage is going to solve all of your stress and your problems, but will it stimulate the scalp and encourage blood flow and release tension? Yes. Am I personally doing it? Nor. What the hell? If someone else could do it for me, sign me up right now and same time tomorrow. Now here's the thing, scalp massaging can't save you from everything. It will not save you from genetic balding. Hair toppers are propaganda that should be promoted even more than they currently are, especially since they are getting so good and so undetectable. As a beauty professional, I am all for anything that is going to help make someone feel good, confident in their own skin, because the hair has a huge emotional impact on us. When you look good, you feel good. And if women can wear wigs, then men can wear hair toppers. And if you are against it, we need to look inside the house. Do you wear extensions of any kind? Lashes, hair? Do you do any other body modifications? It's a little unfair to hold a double standard there. I don't always like to defend men, but in this case, I want them to win. I think they'd be a lot less angry. They just need a little extra hair up there, you know? Yeah. You know when they say you are what you eat? Absolutely. And as a foodie, I know I say it all the time, but I don't like to take hair vitamins. I really stay away from a lot of processed foods. And every time I build myself a plate, I am considering my macro and micronutrients. Proteins, healthy fats, omega-3s, zinc, vitamin D, biotin, iron, few of the many nutrients that our bodies need in order to support healthy hair growth. So if you're not consuming these things, but you are scalp massaging for 2 hours a day, then you're still not going to have any luck there, sweetie. Topical care cannot outdo the inner work that needs to be done. Now let's talk about UV protection. Okay, I know you see me in this sunny yellow sweater. It's actually butter. Every day I fight people that don't believe in sunscreen for the skin, but I'm even telling you it's important for the hair care as well. UV protection is essential for healthy hair. That is, if you care to preserve your hair color, the natural lipids in your hair, as well as the protein structures. When you apply a UV filter onto the hair that is built into many products that we have, I have a list of UV protective hair care that I will link. These products help to give your hair an extra layer of defense to protect your cuticle so it can continue to protect what's in the hair. And you may not want to believe that, but I know at the end of a very long summer, the top of your hair is feeling a little drier and a lot frizzier. Coincidence? I think not. The bounce curl brush is absolutely propaganda that I fell for. I didn't try it out for the first time until like 8 months after its release. I was seeing the videos online that looked far too good to be true. I too didn't want to believe that this hair tool was going to change everything for me, but yet she did. And I hate styling without it. I actually styled this hair without it and it looks incredible because my hair is healthy and it doesn't rely on the bounce curl brush, but the benefits are quicker styling, uniform curls, incredible definition or volume, and crazy convenience. You will have to rip my bounce curl brush from my cold dead hands. I have fallen for it. I'm talking the elaborate night routines. Of course, we always wear our keep asleep bonnet to bed. But if you've ever seen those crazy morning sheds where people are going to sleep with eye masks and lip tape, chin strap, essentially going to bed looking like an alien, only so they can wake up looking out of this world, I fell for it because I do it too, especially as someone who is more alive in the nighttime, clearly. What time is it now? When did that happen? We were just dancing and I need my beauty sleep. But anyway, as someone who has less energy in the morning, doing my night routine by refreshing my hair at night with my product, then sleeping with my bonnet, and then doing a lot of skincare, I wake up looking and feeling a lot better. And I know that tomorrow I'm gonna wake up looking and feeling amazing too. Of course, it will have been my birthday when you see this video. So if you want to leave me a birthday wish or a suggestion, I'll even take words of wisdom. I would love to see that below. I'm so sorry if you're gonna miss this video. Maybe in the future we'll make a part 4, but if you haven't seen part 1 and 2 of the hair propaganda that I am not falling for videos, then you should definitely go do that. Otherwise, you can leave whatever I have missed in the comments. Remember to do what's right for you, and if something sounds off, keep questioning it. Usually when something sounds too good to be true, it is. So always check your sources, and we'll keep busting hair myths. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel, and I hope to see you in the next video. This has been your main girl, Mel, and I'm out. Peace! I mean, we're gonna have to say goodbye to this series at some point. I'm running out of butter yellow, and these bangs might drive me berserk. Can you see me? The hair is hairing. It's 11:11. I'm making a birthday wish. Prepare for the yap sesh. These things are filthy. I've got a cup of tea with me and sounding raspy. Apologies. Coat me throat, please. Oh my god, it's not my Godiva mug. My day is ruined. Fuck me. These are getting stuck in my hairs. See, these are something I fell for. Everyone's asking, where did you get them? I fell for the blue light blocking lenses. These were just from Amazon. They do nothing for me. I don't wear them except for this series, really, to act as a prop, to make me look a little bit more smarticle and a little less farticle. But I'm still gassy for whatever. Okay, where was I? Oh, it's my birthday. Time to go. Goodbye. Goodbye to the butter yellow. I'm gonna miss this trend, this shirt. I'm gonna miss this little uniform.